Ladies and men.
Feeling like Gresh unleashed. Bullet Club go around here, I'm a cactus. Bang, bang, gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. Gresh unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness. I was taught to be the greatest. 1,000 days I'm running, check out the book of Guinness. Coolin' with the baddies in the baddie section. Guarantee you they ain't jaded. Yellow, you baby face, I ain't feeling your gimmick. The fans think it's overrated. I bet you thought you the EST, but homie, you don't even really go here. I'm better than you and you know it. Scumbag, baby, I'ma make that clear. Making many moves while I'm headed on the flight. I'm the mega star, baby, on these LA nights. Putting on 5-star classics, contract year, cause today is a whole new price. Brock Lesnar on the beast. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily. Feeling like Gresh unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh Unleashed podcast. Well, happy New Year, first and foremost. Joining you as always is the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, Gresh. And joining me is a stacked panel, if you will. They are representing various forms of cultural society in today's climate. You already know these are two of my good friends. Starting off for if you're looking in the video format, starting off to my left, he is none other than one of my best friends. He is the founder and owner of OTS Media Co. He is none other than Derrick Myers Jr. What's good with you, brother?
What's good, bro? How you doing?
You already know.
Yeah.
Trying to fully recover from this injury that I've been dealing with for the past week. So I'm at 95 right now, so I should be good to go next week. But we are not alone, ladies and gentlemen. He is representing the Sucio boys, and he is none other than someone that I can joke with and not get offended, and vice versa. He is none other than, he's actually been on the show before. He is none other than Jermaine. What's good with your my brother, my older brother, my Uso?
What's good, man?
You already
Love
know.
how you like Slick got that in too.
Sometimes I gotta be like, you know, we can joke, because some people see us joking and they be thinking we serious. I'm like, no, brother, we are.
Nah, man. I matter of fact, I was messing with the guys on Backstage Brawl on their pod. I think it was this past Saturday or Sunday. And it was like, yeah, man, Gresh always messing with you about being bald. Da, da, da. And I say, I did this whole thing. I'm gonna choke slam Gresh through a table when I see him.
And I'm gonna stand up, and then we both like, you beer. All right. Cool. Like, that's just how we are. But yo, man, this is new year, same us, same vibes. We are goal hunting, locked in, and leaving people right where they are.
Yes, sir.
So, yo, the rest, I'm pretty sure a lot of things has been going on in the world of professional wrestling since we've been gone. Anything stood out to y'all besides Raw on Netflix, which we'll get into in just a second? Let's start with you, Jermaine. Anything stood out to you
outside of Raw on Netflix?
Yeah.
I would definitely have to say New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. They had the co-op show with AEW and CMLL. Both of those shows were really, really good. I found myself waking up at odd hours to watch live wrestling. And it brought me back to a day in which I used to do that, semi often, just because, and I would do it somewhat with soccer, but not as bad. But like Japanese wrestling, pro wrestling, if you want to watch Japanese pro wrestling in America, you're going to be either up really late at night, or you're going to wake up at a midnight odd hour and then be up early wee hours of the morning. So one of the two, and I chose to do both on those 2 nights and watch those 2 shows.
Wrestle
I was
Kingdom
impressed.
and what was it? Wrestle Dynasty.
Yes, Wrestle Dynasty.
The Wrestle Kingdom, that was like what, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning?
I believe the pre-show went live around 1 or 2 a.m. here Central Time,
My brother
something
here
like
was
that.
shaking his head because he's like, "Yeah, no, that is not happening."
I can't remember. I think the main card went live at like 2 a.m. maybe. Is what it was.
Because I
Something
know
like that.
I know I saw
Whatever.
the for Saturday, I mean Sundays card they went at like 11 p.m.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of like all open. The times were
It was actually harder for Wrestle Dynasty because I was awake at 1 or 2 a.m. watching Wrestle Kingdom the night before. So it was like you have to plan your sleep and naps and
because
things like that
technically
accordingly.
didn't it kind of happen on the same day? Because it was like 3 in the
Yeah.
morning on that Saturday
And then 11 that night. Yeah.
that night. I'm like, that's why I say, yeah, I'm gonna watch through the timeline. And as soon as I wake up, like, oh, y'all didn't like the main event on night
Hey, man,
1, but then
I
you text me and and reply, you was like, yeah, I liked it. I was like, this is what I'd like to see.
I mean, I liked it simply because it was different.
Mm.
It's not what they're used to getting. It's not what they're used to having. So I liked it just because it was something different. And they're trying to go in a new direction and get something else over. And I'm like, okay, let them cook with it for a little while and see what they can come up with because this is just a test. It's
Gotcha.
the first time for everything. There's a first time for every new direction, new champion, new era, new people in charge, whatever it is. You got to give it time. You can't just judge it off of the one thing. Oh, bam! It wasn't like what we're used to, so let's hate on it. Got to give it a little bit of time.
Yeah,
yeah, most definitely.
I
Man.
can agree with that. I definitely did peep Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. That was 30 minutes of just like, because Derek, I don't know if you know about Kenny Omega's injury or is it injury, or can you say injury, or is it just a diagnosis?
I guess you would say diagnosis.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure, but it took
It,
him out.
it took him out for over a year. So this, and a lot of
Oh,
people was
wow.
wondering like, oh, is it diverticulitis?
Yeah.
Remember what happened with Brock?
Yeah.
Similar situation.
Man.
And he was out for over a year, and people was like, "Oh, is he gonna be the same old Kenny Omega? Is he gonna be rusty? Is he gonna be like holding back?" As soon as that bell rung, he didn't miss a beat.
Bro, it was crazy. It was great.
Right.
It was a match. I promise you, if you're just a wrestling fan and you just like good pro wrestling storytelling, I ought to just go and watch that match.
I'll check that out for sure.
I think I downloaded it somewhere because someone posted on Twitter, and I had the option to download it, so I downloaded it before New Japan struck their channel, because I'm pretty sure they did. Because one thing you don't do is, that's why I never do retrospectives on New Japan stuff, because 1 millisecond. See, I got away with a millisecond of Chris Jericho when I did that Jericho versus Mysterio retrospective a couple months ago. I got like a millisecond of him holding the IC title because I mentioned him, I referenced him, but I immediately switched to a picture. so I was like, "You're not finna catch me. You're not finna." But nah, that's the reason why. Because they will strike your channel even if you post a screenshot or a GIF.
Oh wow!
So that's why I always, if you ever see New Japan stuff on my social medias, it's because I reposted it from them.
Yeah,
directly. I'm like, you're not about to, no. Nah. Mm-mm. But yeah, wrestling overall, I feel like a lot happened. Like World's End was actually pretty solid since we've been away. Like we definitely covered over on the Public Enemies podcast, and I'm pretty sure it'll definitely be something that is still going on. Like the John Moxley stuff is still kind of confusing. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but it's just whatever with me at this point. Like I'm about to just, when I throw the hands up when it comes to wrestling, that means I'm not going to complain about it.
Mhm.
That's the reason why you don't see me like bitch about Chris Jericho anymore on social media, because I'll be like, yeah, I got it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I don't do gimmicks. I don't do engagement farming. Like if I don't work with, I'm like, but
I mean, there's sometimes, like you said, some things you're gonna like, some things you're not gonna like.
yeah,
You either engage or you don't, and it's just that simple. Keep it moving.
yeah, like, we're adults here. Like, come on now. At the end of the day, I'm like, let's just focus on the good stuff. And speaking of the good stuff, how were we feeling about Raw on Netflix? We messing with it?
Yeah, I overall, yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you though, man. This 3 hour time window, bro. Like Jesus Christ, man. I like. You want to know when you really feeling your age, man? Like you work all day and then it's from like 8 to 11. Like, bro, come on, man. I like that's the one thing I will say. I do like that Triple H said that it's not like a full-time constraint. So
Mhm.
right now, that's the first one on Netflix. I give it to him. 3 hours, cool. But please, bro, don't make that a
I
normal
took a
thing.
power nap before it. Like I think as soon as I got
Man,
back, I think I slept for about 2 hours because I got off early, like an hour
okay.
early. So I was just like, okay, it starts at 8. It's 5 o'clock. I can at least be up by 7:50.
Yeah.
Woke up, rolled over. It said 7:45. Like, bet.
That is
Hey,
perfect,
man.
And I went
Hey.
right downstairs because I
man.
had my setup, but then I was like, I'm gonna watch this on the TV because my 4K is downstairs. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
this on the TV. And when I tell you that was so crisp, like raw on the I was expecting lagging. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Man, that was my biggest thing. I was waiting for the buffer, man.
If we didn't get it,
Didn't get it. It was crisp. They learned their lesson. They learned their
Well,
lesson.
the other thing is, a Monday Night Raw episode is not going to garner the type of viewership that fight was
That's
yeah,
true.
that's
That's
also
true.
true.
going to.
Yeah.
So we got to think there's going to be much less bandwidth used. So I wasn't too afraid of the buffering. However, I was just more or less like, are we going to have connectivity issues for other reasons, like people trying to log in and stuff
Hmm.
like that, or trying to access it or something like that, like it won't load up for them. Like not
Yeah.
once it loads, it'll play, but like
Yeah.
trying to actually get into the
Kind
website.
kind of like when HBO Max would premiere Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones and The Last of Us, bro.
And The Last of Us, like that thing, it would be like a chore to try to get into, log into, because everybody's trying to log in at the premiere date and the premiere time at the exact same time. So, and what annoyed me with that was, I'm like, this ain't even live. So what's
Yeah.
the problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
This was on
Yeah.
demand, but this being live and we didn't get no like everybody logging in at the same time issues. That was pretty cool. I was cool
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
I like it. So two things though, design wise.
Mhm.
The new mics.
Yeah.
One, do you guys like those? And two, what do you think about the referees' shirts?
Jermaine, I'll let you start.
The referee shirts were interesting
Yeah.
because I did notice like a little like this is for a presentation for the mat and the ropes,
Yeah.
because you look at the different design. There were white ropes
Mm-hmm.
and there was a black like mat type of ring mat
Mm-hmm.
in order to pop the sponsors logos.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole camera presentation has to be different with the refs in order to separate them more. They can't wear the traditional
Right.
black and whites. They had to wear something slight bit different in
Right.
order to go along with that aesthetic. So I did pick up on that.
Yeah.
when you mentioned it.
I like those two. Speaking about the mat though, I thought that was going to be more annoying than it actually was. I actually thought I was going to be very distracted by that during the show. And the only time I really like noticed it was when they did the overhead shots or whatever. When the actual action was going on, I wasn't paying attention to that at all, which I thought was going to be. I was trying to think about it, from the perspective of UFC, because UFC is the same way where you have the sponsors on the mat. And watching those type of fights, you don't really think about it. So I didn't know if that was going to translate over to this. I was glad that it did. But bro, that Real American Beer logo gotta go. That thing ugly as hell, man. It's big and ugly as hell.
Man, that knockoff Bud Light.
Man, I can't do it. Hulk Hogan, man. That was the booze that was just beautiful. That was beautiful to hear.
But no, to answer the question, basically we're gonna get back to that because I got some things to say because I actually went to go get food when he came on TV. Like people thought I was playing. I dead ass got up and got some food. I'm like, I'm hungry all of a sudden, and I wasn't even that hungry, but I made myself hungry.
Confession. That was the one part that I fell asleep on that I was glad I missed. I swear. I was like, when I realized, I looked up, I was like, and I looked at my phone. Oh, cool. I missed that. I gotta go back and watch that shit.
And apparently you didn't miss nothing but booze and him saying the same old bullshit he been saying.
Exactly. So, and the funniest thing is like people out there engaged in farming with posts like, did Hulk Hogan deserve that? Wow, look at Hulk Hogan got booed. It's like wow, can you believe this? And it's like, hell yeah. And everybody like responding and quote tweeting it like, he should have got it worse. Like they were nice. So
that's what annoyed me too. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like everybody thinks everything is political when that is further from the case.
It's the furthest thing from the truth.
Like it ain't got nothing to do with his politics. Because the reason I say that is because The Undertaker was just out there before him and he got cheered.
Yeah.
Big pop.
9 out of 10 is just you just a piece of shit. Don't nobody fuck with you. It don't matter who you vote for, because I'm pretty sure half of that locker room voted the same way he voted for.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like he's just more known to be a piece of shit. And he got what he deserved. Point blank, period. And if you want to argue with it, you can argue with the wall. We stand with what we said. He got booed because he's a piece of shit. He used to throw his weight around during the peak of his career that y'all like to bring up all the time. He used to throw his weight around. So many people that probably should have been more popular but didn't, because he was like, "You gonna steal my spot, brother?" So no. And that's just the name of a few based off of interviews and documentaries and all that stuff. So it's like, that's how I'm saying. This is his karma coming back to him. Because if you look, I saw someone they said, if you look at WrestleMania 18, The Rock versus Hulk Hogan, you got one of the biggest pops of the century. And you look at Raw on Netflix premiere January 6th, ironically, 2025. He got one of the most ironic boos. It got an initial pop when the first note hit, but then after they processed what happened, they were just like, no, fuck this nigga.
So, pretty much.
Yeah.
So no. Matter of fact, did y'all peep what Pat McAfee and them said on about him on his show?
No.
I saw him making a joke about it.
Bro, I gotta play that clip. I gotta play that clip, man. Like a lot of people didn't see that clip, but I got to play the clip because that shit was funny.
And I am getting a heads up that one of the stars of last night's show is actually doing a live press conference. Let's head over to that right now. I believe Hulk Hogan is doing a live press conference to address everything that happened last night.
Hello and welcome to this press conference that I've called the day after arguably the greatest day in my professional career. Last night, tens and tens and tens and tens and tens of millions of people watched the Hulkster bring the house down on WWE Raw to usher in the Netflix era in the Intuit Dome. It's the greatest night of my life. With that, I'd like to open it up to a couple questions.
That's good. Press conference.
Hi, Mr. Hulkster. This is Peter Pence from the Mark Times.
Yeah, I can tell you look like a Mark, son.
Thank you. I appreciate that, I guess. Booing was actually trending on X last night. I wasn't sure if you had any comments about the almost negative opening that you received when you were out on the stage, sir. Thank you.
Well, yeah, if you think those were boos, I can tell you're a fucking Mark. Okay? I've been doing this a long time, kid, and you get used to the Hulk Hogan. Now, I will admit, I heard a couple boos smattered across the crowd, and I'll be honest, I had no idea the people in LA hated Jimmy Hart the way they did. They took one look at him with his stringy hair, stupid sunglasses, and the way he was half-assed waving that flag around, and I should have expected it. Those liberal marks out there can't stand a MAGA champion like the Hulkster. But again, they weren't booing the Hulkster. They were booing Jimmy Hart. Everybody loves the Hulkster, dude.
That's beautiful, man.
Everybody, like, bro, the way social media reacted to this shit.
Yeah.
Like, people who don't watch wrestling.
Hey, yo. Bruh, I had never seen that. That was the first time I saw this. Bruh, like, I promise. Like, I try to stay away from certain things when I'm going to go and pod about something on that day on purpose. that was that was genius,
Bro, man.
That was genius.
My God.
That was genius.
The funny thing is, that was my first time seeing it in full. That entire clip. I saw the clip. People was talking about it because I was in the middle of driving, and I saw that. I was like, bruh, I gotta play this on the show.
So let me ask you all this though. Like, with this reaction to Hulk Hogan though, what are the odds Triple H does not do this again?
I feel like he did this to set that nigga up.
Yeah.
he definitely set that nigga up.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, but if you follow like the marketing, everything, right? The feeler was already put out a week or so ago.
Yeah.
Right. And so they decided, okay, whatever their data response was, let's go with this.
Mm-hmm.
And they roll him out there, and you're thinking, okay, yeah, Hulk, Netflix, they're gonna want him, whatever. We got this, whatever. Let's just roll him out there too. And it backfired.
Yeah.
In LA of all places.
Yeah.
Like, you would have, and then I saw someone where they was like, they wouldn't have booed him in Florida, bro. They booed him at WrestleMania 37.
Hey, this is the perfect spot for that Dave Chappelle spot.
Yeah.
Tough break, nigga.
Tough break, nigga. Like, tough break, nigga. There's always boo-boo. Listen, man. Oh, man. Bro, the reaction to just that entire thing is just, that made my night and my morning, because everybody was just clowning this man left and right, and you can tell it physically got to him because he sped. I have never seen when someone said they've never seen someone speed through their notes humanly possible as he did. As soon as they started booing him, he sped through everything, and then he got to what you gonna do, and then he did the ripping of the shirt like brother and started flexing, and then you can tell it bothered because he turned around and just started. Oh man. But the moral is like we don't spend too much more time on him. Like everybody who just assume that it's political is not 100% political, but it's deeper than that. And
I think it's part of it though.
It's a part of it for some people, but for other people it's more. And it's like it's okay to, and this is the last thing I'll say. It's okay to hold him to a standard because he did revolutionize the industry in some way, shape, or form when he went to WCW in the 80s. But that's that.
Yeah.
This is now. We don't need to see this nigga no more.
Yeah.
With all due disrespect to him, we do not need to see him no more.
Yeah.
At all. It's like I'm not out here claiming like, hey, I'm ready to do the flexing of the what you gonna do? And like I'm not trying to do all that shit. No.
Yeah.
We got your Roman Reigns. We got your Roman Reigns. You got your Bloodline. You got your CM Punks and your Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. You got Cody Rhodes. He's the next John Cena in some people's eyes. I'm like, it's so many other current talent that I personally would clamor for. And yeah, some people still clamor for those 80s and 90s, but it's just like some ones you don't have to bring everybody.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Speaking of Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, what are our thoughts on the tribal comeback? Because your boy was dismissing it based off of the 2023 match that happened with Roman and Jey Uso at SummerSlam. That shit was ass. This, however, they went the smart route. They basically took Roman versus Cody from WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
Put it here. And just like switched a lot of roles. Roman was in the role of Cody. Solo was in the role of heel Roman. Then interference, you had pretty much the new bloodline, the OG bloodline. Then you had Kevin Owens coming in because he still had beef with Roman, even though he became a hypocrite because he said he despises the bloodline, but he decided to help the new bloodline. Then Cody came out. It was a whole bunch of interference because I was like,
yeah.
That's why I laugh when people was like, oh, when they originally created the tribal combat, they was like, oh, there's no interference. Yeah, we can't do that. We need interference. So, but yeah, how would you guys rate this match out of, I guess you could say out of the two tribal comeback matches that we've seen so far? I don't know if you count the Bloodline Rules match as tribal comeback because it's so many nicknames to no DQ matches.
For the same
I immediately caught myself. I'm like, it's so many nicknames.
Yeah.
How did you guys enjoy this match because it started the show. So this was basically right out of the gate, red hot after The Rock. We'll definitely talk about The Rock in a second. But how did you guys enjoy this match from just your perspective? Start with you, DJ.
The match itself I thought was good. I thought it was good. Because I actually thought they were possibly going to go the route of Solo winning that one, because of the build up for Solo over the last couple of months. So I kind of figured, and seeing him hit his stride where he actually is starting to get funny and stuff like that over the last couple of months, I just figured they were going to probably go that route. I wanted Roman to win, so I was glad to see that. I will say the only disappointment with this wasn't the match; it was after, which I'm pretty sure we'll talk about in a little bit. But overall, the match was really good.
Jermaine?
Yeah, I like the match because they gave Roman and Solo some time to go one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And not only only did they give them time to go 1-on-1, but to have the mics in there to pick up on the conversation that was happening, so you can pick
Yeah.
up on the ring psychology as they're going back and forth.
Mhm.
This further helps establish Solo as this, dastardly, like, heel that can oppose Roman when he's beating him down and then he's talking to him and telling him these things and everything. It's more or less like just continuously putting himself over in the middle of the match
Mhm.
while working the story of this match. Like, so it was a lot going on there if you just really deep dive into it. But I just like the way the match was laid out. Um, they did play the hits, and I mean, playing the hits sometimes is good, but as long as you kind of change it up to fit what you're trying to do on that particular night with that particular story, it works, and it worked for this one.
Yeah. And speaking of hits and all that jazz, The Rock, or I should say High Chief Dwayne, made his way out here cosplaying as The Rock. Because what did we think about this opening promo that he gave us? He was basically he was in his corporate hat. We did not
Yeah.
see the
Mhm.
final boss that we
Yeah.
saw at Bad Blood or at WrestleMania. He was dressed as the final boss. He had the same vest on that he saw at Bad Blood.
Yeah.
What do we think? Like, what do we think about this direction that they're going? Like, do you feel like this was just to introduce the casuals and then get back to business when he's available again, or do you think it's just like, hey, I'm not going to face y'all at WrestleMania? Because a lot of people was under the impression that Rock was showing up for this to kind of like give you a hint of where the direction that he's going for WrestleMania. But
Mhm.
he started off by acknowledging Cody Rhodes as the man who's been carrying the company for the better part of the year. And then he gave him a hug. And then after Tribal Comeback, he crowned Roman Reigns as Tribal Chief and gave him a hug. And I'm like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's one or two. That's the reason why I asked the question that the way that I did is like, do you feel like this is just letting them know like, hey, I'm not working WrestleMania, or is this a case of like, hey, I am working WrestleMania, but for now, you get corporate because we gotta sell the new audience on Netflix.
Yeah. I think it possibly could be that. Um, because don't one part that I was kind of confused about was the beard, because it looked like it was struggling to get in, right? And that's usually not the Rock's. That's not what we're used to seeing with him. Um, and I don't know. I was a bit confused with how he came out. If you're gonna come out as a final boss, come out as a final boss. You're gonna come out as Dwayne Johnson. Come out as Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm not with that whole mix up right there. Don't cosplay. Don't do that. I prefer he didn't show up at all if this is what we were gonna get. I don't want to see you hugging Cody. I don't want to see you saluting the Netflix bosses. I want to see you like being ruthless and
Look at you
doing,
now, boy.
yeah,
Cut.
yeah. Like the say hello to Mama Rhodes thing was like, it was like a little hint, but yeah, I don't like him being and behind the scenes. I think he shared some shots of Terramana with Cody too. It's like I don't like don't show up. Look, we don't need to see any of that. We don't need just be the cutthroat final boss that we need to see right now. If the buildup is for WrestleMania, if it's not, then I really don't know what this is all about. To be honest with you.
Yeah, no one does.
This was all about using his star power to boost and pop a rating or pop a view or what have you. He's also a board member at TKO with some
He just
shares.
bought some stocks, some
More
shares too.
stock, yep.
Exactly. So I believe his total is over 40 or 41 $42 million worth of TKO stock
damn.
at this point in time. So he has a heavy investment into the company.
I ain't mad, bro.
I'm just saying, like, so him performing in this role was just to take advantage of his star power, interact with these guys in the storyline, and just put himself out there just in case something should happen to pop off, and I can be available for Mania. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can't, and I know I need to appear. Let me just come out and fulfill my role corporately and diplomatically.
Yeah.
So that way, if anything should happen to pop off, we can use this as a turning point to turn that storyline up for this match.
Yeah.
This is true. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, that's all I had, because it's like, part of me was like, oh, so he's facing neither. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see, because we still got Royal Rumble in February. Then we still got 2 months after that until WrestleMania. So I'm like, maybe something will change. Maybe he'll pop, something will change between the Rumble and I think it's Elimination Chamber, or something will change between Elimination Chamber. Like, if we get past Elimination Chamber and he is not involved with somebody, then I already know he's not going to wrestle at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because one thing he does not do is last minute stuff.
Yeah.
I think the last minute thing he did was that short match he had against Eric Rowan in like 2016.
Bro, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was the very last minute. Like, he didn't find out until the day of. He didn't find out until the day of. So
that was WrestleMania 32 in Dallas.
Yeah, when they said it was 100,000, and I'm like, ain't no way. But yeah,
I was there. There was a lot of people.
It was a lot of people. Jesus. I respect it. I respect it. Let me see what else happened on Raw. John Cena basically came out and declared for the Royal Rumble. What's our thoughts on this direction that the farewell tour is officially begun? The final time is now.
Hey, man. Let's get it over with, man. That's how I feel about that.
Oh, yeah. Me and you did come up in the era where we did not care about John Cena like that until, like, he started actually wrestling.
I of course I liked heel Cena. Like, once the Hulk Hogan type Cena came out, I was just like, it is what it is. I'm okay with him being the Rumble. I'm gonna be honest with you though, I don't know what people are really expecting, and I think that's kind of like what he was inferring with this was probably shouldn't have your expectations too high.
Yeah.
Because last time we saw him wrestle, it wasn't pretty, bro.
Oh, you talking about Theory?
Yeah. It wasn't pretty. I'm not.
Oh no, it wasn't Theory. It was Solo Sikoa. He got destroyed.
Oh, so yeah. I don't. He's how old is he? Like 42,
48.
48. Yeah.
Yeah, because Punk is 46 and John is like 2 years older than him.
Yeah. I mean, he's been away for how long now?
A year. Literally.
Yeah.
Over a year. Because he popped up at WrestleMania, then that was it. And he did like a 6-man tag halfway through the match. He popped up and then that was it.
Yeah. I don't know. For Royal Rumble to be a good spot for him, he has to be out at like 29, 30.
Yeah.
I just don't see it for him, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a very interesting tour, but I pray we don't see him with a title. I'm praying to God he does not get a title shot. Can you imagine what that's gonna look like, man?
I mean, if he get the world title, he'll retire with it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't care. I don't care. There's too much that they've got going on right now to insert John Cena, bro. I really do not care. I mean, Buddy came in with the blue socks too, man. Like, I just nah.
Yeah, his shoe game was like, bro, we went from Roman Reigns with the Kobe's to whatever you had on your feet. Like, brother, you didn't get the memo. Like, you forgot to check the group chat. Like, what's going on? Like, brother, you could have put some white. You could have walked out in some white forces or something, like just to spice it up a little bit. But you're not gonna wear these black Reeboks from Walmart.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Because to me, it's going to be like a transitional champion type of thing anyway. If he gets the title,
they'll probably like if that as like I think I said it on Enemies. If he were to win the title on his like retirement match, his final match, they will literally pull a Trish Stratus in 2006, where she just vacated the title.
Yeah,
but it's like I hope they don't go that route. Like if they were to like. Hypothetically, if they were to put the title on him, they need to have somebody take it off of him and have him lose in his last match.
So, okay. Are we seeing that against Cody or are we seeing that against Gunther?
Definitely Gunther.
Huh?
Definitely Gunther. Gunther gonna chop the hair back on his head. No.
I'm saying, like realistically, who can you see one of those two actually losing a match to John Cena?
Knowing them, I can realistically see Cody losing a match to John Cena.
More so, yeah.
Gunther, I will be shocked to see him lose. Like if he were to lose, it would have to look like a fluke.
Yeah.
Like it would have to be like the skin of his teeth. Like it won't be like a situation where it's like straight up attitude. I'm about to say FU attitude adjustment into 1, 2, 3. Like Triple H loves Gunther too much to just have him lose like that to John Cena. So I definitely see if that were the case, if he were to beat Gunther, it would be by the skin of his teeth. If he were to beat Cody, it would be like after a competitive match.
Yeah.
And even then, what can you get out of John Cena at this current stage?
If he was to beat Gunther, I could see it being something like a crucifix type of pin or something like that, like some sort of weird type of pin or something like that.
They could go the route. They could go the route what they did with Cody. And remember Cody versus Gunther, that champion versus champion. They could have it where Gunther gets cocky again, and then Cena just rolls him up or do a crucifix. Kind of, and they could go the route what they did with Roman versus John, where Cena was like, "You can beat my ass all you want to, but all I need is 1, 2, 3."
Right. Right.
And then they can actually pull the trigger on that.
Should it be booked as a singles match or like triple threat, fatal 4-way type thing?
Me personally, I would put it in a fatal 4-way because, like I said, you have to hide John's limitations because he's not where he was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when it was like SmackDown Live, when it was like AJ Styles versus John Cena. He's not there anymore. And if anybody's eyes can see that from the last 2 matches he's had.
Yeah.
But if they want to do that one-on-one match, I definitely see him. He's going to get his ass whooped.
Yes.
for a majority of the match before he picks it up and then gets that win.
Yeah.
But it's all about how they structure and how they get you to be invested if that was the route they go. But right now we got John Cena in the Royal Rumble. And hell, he even said on the Raw post show, saw a clip. He's basically like, "Yo, just enjoy the ride because December I'm done. I'm being ambassador. That's it. I'm not. These jorts, this get up is never coming back." I'm like, he looks like the type that he's legit when he says never.
Oh yeah.
So if he were to say that he don't want to be world champion, I would not be surprised if he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm good."
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I just hope we don't see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't care. I really don't care, bro. I don't care. The build up, No, I don't want to see it. Yeah.
Speaking of build up and execution, Rhea Ripley is finally women's world champion again
Yes.
after defeating Liv Morgan. Thoughts on this? Because I ain't gonna hold you. I barely paid attention to the match because I've been checked out of this feud since Bad Blood.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm like, yeah, y'all go do y'all thing. Just end it.
Yeah. I actually thought at Bad Blood was going to be the ending of this. So I was kind of mentally checked out too, but it was always going to end up with her getting that title back. I mean, just
that was a given.
Please, we don't need to see this match anymore. I think we're good on seeing them 1-on-1 at least for the next 5 years.
Oh, I agree. Jermaine.
I'm glad Rhea Ripley got the title back because now we can set up something big for her for Mania. The whole Liv Rhea thing needed to be put to bed. Now that we've put that to bed, let's move on and see how these storylines develop, the characters involved.
Yeah.
Anybody else thought that Raquel was out there dressed like an extra from Wild Hogs? I'm like, girl, what you got on?
Oh man.
But yeah, man. We'll definitely get more into where we want to see this go when we preview and predict 2025 in general. But I think last from Raw before we switch to that and then get up out of here. What was your thoughts on Jey Uso and Travis Scott?
Hey, look. It's legal. It's legal out there.
I said, bro, that man got the Zod right now. He got the broccoli right in his hand.
Bro, Jay better than me, man.
Nah, Jay on the post show said he tried to, but he was like, Travis was like, no, you're not about to get me in trouble. No. We are officially on the Netflix era where we're smoking blunts, and all he was missing was Enter the Sandman and a Singapore King.
Yeah.
That man would have been straight up the Sandman, the way that we saw all that. But yo, man, Jay is, and it's like if you were a casual person and you just casually tuned into Raw on Netflix, you would think Jey Uso was one of the biggest stars in wrestling. The way that the crowd was just reacting to this entrance.
Yeah.
Oh man, easily.
Yeah.
Easily. You look at this guy and you're like, oh man, I want to know more about this guy. I want to watch some of his matches. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
You instantly go into Google mode.
Hey man, I wouldn't mind seeing him win the Rumble. Honestly,
I ain't gonna hold you. I wouldn't mind seeing him win the world title.
Yeah.
He already won the IC title, and I feel like they could have did a little bit more with him, but they had to get the bloodline story up and popping. So that was that. And I don't even know what the hell they're doing with Braun right now. Like, he's just vibing right now. So they could have easily kept the title on him, but I'm not the booker. I can't really complain too much about that. But other than that, yeah. And then the match itself was whatever. Like, I've seen like multiple iterations of Drew versus Jay to the point where that's another match I just didn't care for.
Yeah. Michael Cole needs to not do that ever again.
Oh, the Yeeting?
He needs to sit down, just stay in your seat, bro. I don't want to see that anymore. Oh my God. He was so white, bro. I have never. Bro, I've seen some white people without rhythm before, but my God, that was horrible. That was peak. Jesus, man.
Hey, man.
Like that was
what you say in the chat? You was like, bro, this dude dance like this man dance like a what was it, paper towel
he
soaking
got
wet?
the rhythm of paper, bro. Like it's like if honestly, if you wanted to see green bean casserole in dance form, that was it.
Wow.
Like just
Insane.
leave it alone, bro.
Green bean casserole in dance form.
I just did never ever again want to see that shot.
Wow.
And if he's gonna do that, don't put him on camera, man. McAfee, he's cool. Like
His rhythm is ass too, but it's not.
It
as bad.
is, but he looked black compared to Michael, bro. Like, come on, man. He looked like he had a whole black family at home. The way he was dancing compared to Michael Cole, bro. What are we doing here? Stop, man.
Hey, yo. I mean, he ain't lying.
He's not lying. So it's like I can't even. That's why I'm laughing so hard. I'm like, he's not lying.
Like,
So, I respect it. I respect it, brother. I respect it.
He ain't lying.
He's not lying. But yeah. And then we got the main event: CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. That was everything I expected it to be. Like it was.
Yes.
I was two things. I was worried that Punk was gonna get injured. I'm glad that didn't happen because one thing it's like I'm always nervous with that man, but. So far, he's been good in this run. No injuries. He's focused on the world title. Where does that leave? And it's like this. It leaves that question like, where does that leave Seth Rollins? Because a lot of people are on the perception that this would be basically the first of a trilogy. But I'm like, Punk beat this man clean as a whistle.
Yeah.
The only way that they would run it back is if Seth just snaps and just forces his hand.
Yeah, there was no controversy with that. I don't know. I mean, I think it's smart how they're booking Punk right now, where you're giving him some time off. So I think that's going to play very well into the longevity of this run with him. That's another guy that wouldn't mind seeing win the Rumble. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if we're gonna see 3. I'm not mad if we do because they did a great job with that match. That was a really fun match to watch. But I was nervous for both of them. I ain't gonna lie.
Jermaine,
I liked it. I really did. And one of the main reasons why I liked it is because they told a good story. They had a little bit of violence, a little bit of actual wrestling. But one of the little subtleties in that match was the actual finish. Was the exact same finish that Punk used with Mox in AEW when he beat Mox. So to use that exact same finish on Seth, when he beat Seth in WWE on this episode of Raw on Netflix in their first match, I thought that was a poetic.
Very much.
Yeah. So Punk pretty much is setting his eyes on the world title as well. So it's like there's a lot, and that's why I like. It's like a lot of people's like, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this. So it's like a clear focus. So overall, Raw on Netflix was pomp and circumstance. You probably got like what 30, 40 minutes of in-ring time on a 3-hour show. But it was mainly used to introduce new people to the product. So if you had to grade Raw on Netflix, what would you grade it? Let's start with you, Jermaine.
Where are we going? What's our scale?
5 for great, 1 for drizzling shits. So 5 to 1.
I give it a 4.
Okay.
I give it a 4.
What about you, DJ?
Yeah, I give it a 4. I'd only knock it for Hulk Hogan, but
if you acknowledge Hulk Hogan, I give it a 3.
Yeah.
But since I don't acknowledge him, I give it a 4.
Yeah.
Solid 4. It was fun for what it was. Like if you just enjoyed it for what they gave you and not try to nitpick it and pick and choose what you wanted, like wanted this to happen or this to happen, you had yourself a good time. If you those wrestling fans that like to nitpick everything, you probably hated it. So it's either the beauty behind wrestling is it is subjective. So,
Yes.
and speaking of The Rock just showed up on NXT. So there's that. But that's our thoughts on Raw on Netflix premiere. Like, hopefully they basically what do we expect for Raw on Netflix going forward? Like, do we expect them to just like more of this, or you feel like they're going to get in the stride with things?
I think that they'll hit a stride. Right now, they just wanted to, you know, pop the views and make a big show for the very first show that they have, and plus they're having it in LA in the Intuit Dome, and it's a state of the art facility, and so there's a lot of the lighting and cameras and different things like that that they can do to make it look more appealing and attractive. So this was all about just a big show, and like a peacock popping its feathers out. Look at my feathers, look what I can do. This was this type of episode. Moving forward, I think they'll get more consistent where they hit more of their groove as a normal episodic show every Monday night for however long they feel like doing it, because like Triple H said, we can go 40 minutes, we can go 4 hours if we want. We're on Netflix. They don't give us a restriction. So just probably 2 to 3 hours moving forward with commercials, of course, because we saw that they had commercials.
What was your thoughts on those commercials? Because those commercials kind of took me out a little bit. I was like, all right, again.
Bro, at least do the picture in picture, man. Like,
And that could be something else that they can look into doing too. Like, do a picture in picture. Like, if commercials, you got bills to pay. I understand, but picture in picture, and then I think the international crowd got different. Like, got more content while we was on commercial here in the States. Like, you saw a Miz interview, a New Day interview. It was something else. Pretty much, it was just having fun. Xavier Woods said Drake won the beef with Kendrick, and I'm like, he's lying. It's a whole thing. So overall Netflix, hopefully it was thumbs in the middle. That's what we should just say. To take it back to New Japan, because I believe we mentioned Wrestle Dynasty, Mercedes Moné is triple champion, even though she has 4 belts. Have you, DJ? Have you been following Mercedes Sasha since she left WWE?
I saw when she debuted, but I haven't followed it. No.
So yeah, all I would say is check out her match against Chris Statlander. I'll definitely send you links and stuff. Chris Statlander, both of them. Willow, ignore the all-in one. She just did an entrance and went home. We was gonna leave it there. And definitely check out her match with Mina. Like, I feel like she's just been hitting her stride. But 4 belts, Banks. I guess you could not Banks. I don't even know why I said Banks. 4 belts, Money is definitely a thing. So Jermaine, what would you think? What is your thoughts on Mercedes right now as she stands for you as a triple women's champion, even though that 4th belt is a retired organization, but that's another belt for her to hold.
I'm happy for her that she has the 4 belts and all that over there. The presentation and everything and the matches that she can have is more towards geared for her and her style, because she doesn't have to talk much or what have you. And it's not as much promo involved involved in getting the match off and selling a good match. I'm happy for her though because she did put on really good matches, and you know that's what she's known for. She's known as a wrestler who can wrestle. She loves this business. Um, it's just sometimes that she doesn't come off as believable in her character when you put a mic in her hands. So I need her to take advantage of her strengths, and I think she needs a mouthpiece or a front person, somebody that can carry the load for her on the microphone or help her at least on the microphone or something. But that's just my thoughts, my opinion.
I understand. Like, I can agree with you on that a little bit. Like, I feel like a lot of her promo in AEW is kind of like whatever, but then the bell rings and I'm like, okay, he's one of the best. So, speaking of best, Tiffany Stratton is now the best of SmackDown as she is the WWE Women's Champion after cashing in on Nia Jax to become the Women's Champion. Like, what? Like, how are we feeling about this?
Time to sink or swim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They gave you the belt. It's time to sink or swim.
Yeah. Former NXT
Like,
Women's Champion. Now you the World Champion.
Yeah, let's see what you can do. Everybody was like, they was calling for it. They said she's next, she's next, she's next. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, she's she's so young, she's so good, she's like this, blah 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 blah." All right, she cashed in. She got the title. Can you run with it?
Yeah, we'll see.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't add to that. Like, very well said. Like, that's all you can say. It's like it's time to either sink or swim. So, last two things before we do our preview and just pretty much overall landscape of everything. Royal Rumble is in Saudi Arabia next year. For those of you who don't know, it will be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. That will be the first time. It is not canon with the greatest Royal Rumble that took place in 2018, where Daniel Bryan's chest looked like raw ground beef. That doesn't count at all. So, yeah, this would be their first time. So if you are listening to us over in Saudi Arabia, because I believe I saw some stats where some people are listening to us over there. So if you are, this is something definitely for you guys to get excited about. The women will be dressed as Power Rangers, but that's besides the point. Like, I feel like I if I was them, I would literally just come out and just be like, and just do like a full Power Rangers transformation stance to where they do the whole like they just come out and just be like, yeah, ladies, okay, just start just do and then just start doing like a little break dance and then just start wrestling. Like that's just me though. But so yeah, definitely it is going down next year. I'm not one of those people who are mad because it is happening. It's like, because I believe if it does happen, we'll probably be getting like a 12 p.m. show. And
That's
I
all
love
I'll say.
12 p.m.
That's the only
shows.
thing is the time. Like, I ain't mad at it.
That's the only reason that I can get through it. I mean, it is what it is. You can critique the government, but not shit on the talent.
Mm-hmm.
So will we see CM Punk over there? Because I know he's been outspoken about Saudi Arabia. I doubt it. I mean, if he does come over there, then it is what it is. I'm not gonna call him anything. I'm like, they eventually fold all the time, so it is what it is. Because Kevin Owens initially didn't go over there, but now he's over there. So it's like, it's a lot of stuff that's
Zayn
always changing.
usually
Sami Zayn couldn't go at
did.
first, but now he's over there as well, and he's pretty much get one of the biggest pops over there every time he's over there. So there's that. It's business. So, and the deal, I think the deal runs through 2028, but then with the pandemic, I believe they probably extended it a little bit.
Yeah.
because they missed a year due to the pandemic. So we'll see what they got with that. And I guess last bit of news that dropped during Raw was the announcement of WWE 2K25. I will tell you guys right here, right now, I will play the game. Content wise, I'm not touching shit. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm just gonna be real with you. Will it happen on down the line? Yes. But as far as me dedicating my entire channel to the game, I've just been bored with with the game so far, and I'm like, I'm not gonna force myself to produce content that I'm not interested in. So
That's fair.
I haven't downloaded it in quite a while.
it's okay. It's okay. You're not missing anything. I ain't gonna hold
Exactly.
Hey, man.
Cause I ain't even finished the YouTube series that I had with my rise. Well, I actually finished it. The video, the raw file is on my computer. I just never got around to editing it or sending it to get edited because it's so long. I'm like, I don't care. But if I do get around to releasing it, I'll release the full unedited video on Patreon or something for free, and y'all can watch me get frustrated over it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But yep, that is pretty much all we got for this one. And I guess before we get up out of here, we can really just sit down and just really digest, because the moral of this episode was basically to preview and predict the landscape of professional wrestling 2025. AEW, they're still doing the stuff with the Death Riders. They're doing Kenny Omega is back. We definitely talked about his match, his return. So he's definitely, I feel like he should definitely be a focal point in AEW going forward to kind of just shape your company around, because why not? For WWE on Netflix, you got Netflix we got Raw on Netflix, you got NXT on the CW, you got SmackDown for 3 hours, at least until June, I believe. So we got 6 hours of Raw and SmackDown combined, plus NXT. If you watch, that's an additional 2 hours, so that's 8 hours. Plus AEW, that's 2 hours on Wednesday. If you watch Collision, that's 2 hours on Saturday. If you if you watch Ring of Honor, that's another 2 hours on a Wednesday or a Thursday. And then you got TNA for 2 hours as well. A lot of wrestling. And then I didn't even include MLW, because that falls in there somewhere. So
that's about 18 hours a week of wrestling.
Yeah. And I'm telling you this right now, I'm not watching all that shit. No. Something's got to go. Something's got to go. And Collision, you are gone. I am not watching wrestling on Saturday. I'm sorry. That's my free day. So, for the current landscape of wrestling, if you just like overall just look at it, how do you predict this year going? Like, I'm gonna definitely write this down so that way we can go back to it at the end of the year. But like, where do we see anything going? You can just throw random ideas out. WWE, AEW, you name it. We'll start with you, DJ.
Hey, man. I have been angling for Nia Jax to join the Bloodline for the longest time. I want to see her join, because again, I think if I want to see the Bloodline as the greatest faction ever, and I think they have to dominate all divisions, all titles in order to cement that. So I want to see that. I want to see her get in there. Would love Naomi to get in there, because why not as well. Just to add some more flavor to the storyline, because I don't know where the Bloodline goes from here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's gonna be a new Samoan coming in pretty soon anyway. Like almost every 3 months we got a new one coming in. So why not add to the story? Let's build it. Let's do this the right way. I don't want it to be gimmicky. I want it to be something that transcends wrestling. I want to see it become, something that is when you look back 25 years from now, you're saying, okay, yeah, that undoubtedly was the greatest one. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely gonna need Travis Scott Blunt for all that wrestling.
Yeah. I'll end on that one.
What about you, Jermaine?
Well, no, I think, and I thought about this because I remember you. This is one of the questions we were looking at. Rundown. I'm gonna say records and profits for all companies because water is always going to find its level,
Mm-hmm.
and some tides are going to raise that tide for all the different ships, and a lot of the times when WWE is doing really good, some of the other companies can do really good also because people are going to check out other products as well, just by happenstance. But right now, what's happening is that you're seeing so many different people from different promotions are in WWE and are being seen by people. And WWE is now talking about some of these other promotions. People are actually going out and looking for these other things. So, and these other promotions are doing a good job of promoting themselves. There's a lot of access and whatnot. So, I see the business in a healthy spot, and I'm hoping it gets healthier, and that's what I'm looking for this new year. I think that there's room and there's a space for the business to continue to grow in a healthy manner, where everybody has a little piece of the pie.
Okay, I can see that. Right. Especially with them joining Max and AEW joining Max and then Netflix, that definitely increases their chances. And I believe they've distributed over 50,000 tickets for the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. So the desire to purchase tickets to these shows are definitely heading in the right direction. So the prices are kind of like, but it is what it is.
Oh shit, yeah.
Well, one of my predictions for 2025 just came to fruition. Julia is the new NXT Women's Champion after defeating Roxanne Perez. So that's one. But I guess my another prediction for me would be we're definitely getting Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at some point, be it WrestleMania or SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And as far as like bold predictions, I already broke Public Enemies on Thursday when I said Tessa Blanchard would be in AEW or WWE by the end of the year. I definitely see. I'm just gonna throw this out there because I just want to see it at some point with Nikki Bella making her return to WWE. I definitely see AJ Lee popping up in some way, shape, or form by the end of the year on WWE TV at some point.
I can see that.
So
CM Punk, AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch.
Because Seth is gonna get too personal, and AJ's gonna step in and be like, you know what? Fuck you, Punk.
Yep. Yep.
I let you do this to my husband, but you're not gonna keep disrespecting my dog, bitch.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else you can think of?
One of the other things that I'm thinking of is I'm loving all of the younger talent that we're seeing coming up everywhere, and a lot of the female talent that's coming up everywhere, because those are two of the demographics that women don't get enough attention sometimes, and then also like some of the younger wrestlers that are coming up, a lot of times we don't know who are these people, where are they coming from, or who are these people that people are saying are next or we should watch out for. But just to know people and be around people who actually go out there and touch grass, and they go outside and they're at ringside at these shows and they're talking about what they're seeing and they're keeping us informed and whatnot. Shining light on those people as well as content creators, because what they do is so valuable to the community. So just to add light to not only the young talent, as far as the wrestlers are concerned, but also those content creators that are out there providing that kind of content, shining a light on those wrestlers.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely 2025 is definitely gonna be something we are going to definitely keep our eye on. And I guess as time progresses, I'm gonna definitely add to this list because this was a nice starter for 2025, and that was our show, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the return season premiere of the Unleashed show with yours truly. And before we get up out of here, where can they find you guys on social media? Let's start with you, Jermaine.
At @the_Jermaine on Twitter and on Instagram.
DJ.
Yes, sir. You can follow me at OTS Media Co. all social media platforms. I have personal this at Derrick OTS, Derrick_OTS, but I'm more so post on the other one. So
And at Sucio Sports with the Z, and it's at Sucio_sports. I think on Instagram.
Yeah. This was a new time for us to test it to the waters. I put up a poll before the new year, and people was like 7 p.m. seems like a solid start time for us. So if you guys enjoyed the 7 p.m. start time, we'll definitely keep it. If you want us to revert back to our 9 p.m., 9:15 p.m. start time, which I hope you don't, we will definitely do it. But 7 p.m. is definitely our default going live, and we definitely won't be long-winded because your boy is also on Public Enemies podcast with Graham, CJ, Jizzle, if you will, and Waco Kid, Ben. So definitely, you'll definitely get my opinion because I saw someone in the comments say wasn't really feeling Raw. I prefer AEW. We will definitely be talking about AEW in detail on Thursdays. We just felt like there was no point in us talking about it here because I talk about it there. Unless somebody brings up something specifically that happens in AEW that they want to talk about, we'll talk about it. But as far as like dedicating an entire show, not gonna happen. That's what you got Thursdays for. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this show, and hopefully you guys stay tuned, stay locked in, stay goal oriented, and stay focused because 2025, we leaving everybody where they want to be. If they don't want to be in your life, leave them. If they want to be in your life, bring them along. Everybody's in your life for a reason and a season. If their season is up, don't hold on to it. Just keep it focused and keep it locked in. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this and you make sure you guys stay safe out here in the streets. Happy New Year once again. And I will see you guys on Thursday for another episode of Public Enemies Podcast. You can follow yours truly at Gresh, AO is Gresh everywhere else. Gresh Unleashed Pod on YouTube. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button if you're watching on YouTube. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in the streets. And remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Y'all be breezy.